So welcome back to Relatively Speaking 2020. My name is Rosemary. I actually going to do a short collective read uh, for tarot. I have a few decks here. I also do art commission paintings. I paint music. I also paint a few references, but I very much enjoy painting music, and I do work for commission on those and work out a contract. I also paint souls, and I'm working also on a podcast called Story Time, where you guys can come and tell your story and see how the common threads connect together. I do have three informational podcasts to begin with up, and it actually just explains more of the framework that we exist in. I actually can see a lot more than what I usually explain, very articulate. And so hence I do paint the framework. If anybody's interested, you can see the gallery. I do have extensive paintings. They're moving paintings. When I paint music, they move the canvases, move multi-canvases. And they move like puzzle pieces. You can also, and I encourage to join our sister channel, which is Mystic Vicky, to get card reads from her. She is an amazing woman and works with animals and spirits in the spirit realm. And I'm going to begin with, I'm going to begin with Akashic Records, or Akashic Tarot. Um, and I'm also encourage people to be you as part of my moniker in it and strip the outer light within inside of you, or the strip the outer materials, and so that the inner light can shine out of you. And if you'd like, you could join us through Facebook, Relatively Speaking 2020. You could message me through Facebook. You could message Mystic Vicky through her site, which again is also connected to our Relatively Speaking 2020. You could join our Discord community. We are here to build a community, but also a school and teach about School of Life that we're in. And we also have a few other community builds on the side. And we do talk a lot about pretty much everything, because everything, in a sense, everything is relevant to a certain position and origin point. And I don't usually talk about myself. I don't. Sometimes I do in the story time, but I was given a gift as I was given a library at my birth, and anybody can come and ask me about that. It's a multiversal library. It's a gift I have to help and be intuitive with people, but also to see what perspective slice, what layer they're in, what origin point they come from, and then in relation to the end point or the omega gate, and help people progress, because we are here to raise vibrations together. And I'm doing this reading to gain some more people that resonate with the message, but also gain some more people that would like to come and join us and work on a little bit of income and funding. So again, I do some 4-card reads for 1111. It's usually about 15 minutes long reading, and then half an hour I'll do 2222, and an hour 4444 for card reads. I do have multiple decks, but I also, like I said, connect in different ways to people and common threads. So I'm going to do a collective read, and let's see what Spirit has to tell us today about the collective. Is there anything that could anything that helps with our situation, anything that we should know? And I can drop one out. And oh, I have one that wants to come out. And here we go. We have popped out. I have the 7 of Keys and the community again. So an ascension, 7 of Keys. You can see it's mountain climber. He is climbing that mountain, the ascent to the top. 7 of Keys and number 7, 7 heaven. Again, 7 chakras, alignment. And I do have the community, which is the 8 of Roses. Again, this is a communal, you can see a small space that we're talking about. And again, as I was talking just about our community in Discord and building our School of Life, and then teach people about the ascension process. And people are waking up at different levels. And these were both right side up. And I can read the book if you'd like so. Again, a lot of these cards I just connect with, but the ascent, we'll read some of the ascent one, because again, this is about ascension. It's about conquering yourself, your inner self, the shadow, and not much conquering, but more of the integration of it. And the number 7 being significant to alignment. So, okay, so as the man's standing on top of it, he's got a rope draped over his shoulder. This card shows that with great effort and determination, you can apply yourself to your goals for assured success. Though there may be some risks involved, you can reach the top. There could be promotion or advance to much higher position. And I'm going to pair this with the actual community card. And again, so keep your efforts strong instead of being passed by. You will climb to heights. This is a goal high above you, and you have a time. You have to climb a steep hill to get there. Close your eyes. Feel filled with energy and enthusiasm for this goal. See how you can apply yourself to this endeavor and what steps you can take to reach the top. And with the community card, it signifies to me that you are not alone. So again, Sangha or community is people in a room or seated at a table and they're conversing with interest and energy. So a caduceus, a sunflower, Tibetan bell, an Egyptian scarab, a dream catcher, and a Star of David are just a few of the many icons from different groups and societies. So again, it's bringing all of that together, the common threads, as what I was talking about with Storytime Podcast. So this card indicates that it's time to join or rejoin your group, your soul tribe, your Ashan, or your Sangha, whatever you call it. It is a community that connects you with others of like-minded purpose and activity. There are many communities in each person's life, and still more that return from past lives. So it's just like your family, friends, co-workers, anybody cultural, anything that you've come across, people that you've touched. And follow your inner guidance, your ascent, your inner self to your community. You'll find those people. A lot of people are finding it hard. I see on a lot of different sites to fit in right now. They don't feel that they fit into society norms. They don't feel that they understand the world they're waking up to. There's a lot of chaos kind of erupting in places, and just follow your inner guidance. One of the things that I like to attribute to a lot of shows or movies is Star Wars. Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. Close them. Trust what's inside of you. Open your inner eye, your pineal gland, your third eye for this. And I'm going to draw a few more. Going to ask, what is the best way to build said community other than the ascent of yourself, working on yourself, following your inner code, especially since we've created a space here again in Discord. Anybody's welcome to join. We do have a few, as much as we make it a free space, judgment free. That is one of the few rules we have. We don't belittle people within there. We don't judge people. If you take something negatively, we will figure out why. Why is it that you see it in a certain light other than what was being portrayed? And a lot of times, text can be misconstrued. I don't know how many people on social media, when you're writing text, think that a person's angry and they're just expressing information. It doesn't really express emotions in a text. This is why we often do talk in voice, or again, like I said, we have story time. So we're looking for what is the most spirit's way, and I'm using the Oracle Rose deck at the moment, and just felt the urge to pick it up. And we got two more cards that popped out, and we have the Lineage of the Rose and Held. So I will take each one of these and use them for the community and for the ascent. So Lineage of the Rose is the sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. So again, still talking about community and the unseen help, and believe that it can help this person who's actually climbing the ascent is your community again. Being held, being supported. And that unseen help, source. Source has you, you're never alone, as I was saying earlier. And the Lineage of the Rose is moved by the goddess here for this soul call and to gather. Again, gather your community, your soul tribe, as I was talking about with joining Relatively Speaking 2020 or Discord, and telling your life story. Again, your truth, your path is valid getting here. Everybody has their path to get here. There are things, yes, maybe you could have chosen a different way. It could have been a little bit easier and not as much rockiness on that path. But we are here as we are. And again, if I changed anything in my path, I wouldn't have learned any lessons that I had to go through or to be stronger. A lot of people are like, life is unfair, it's abusive. Imagine all of what you've gone through survived it, and you're still thriving now. Like that flower that pokes out of the crack in the concrete, and it keeps growing and thriving, even though it's been rained on, stepped on, sun's been poured on, and chemical, any of that. So, and it is a balance. And I do often talk about this in art as the way I balance it is, again, it's a balance. If just as trees grow, and this is why I have trees up, trees itself are balancing. When you watch them grow, they do grow with a specific sequence. Again, the vortex map of it. So I will see what other cards pop out. Just fell off there, just throwing them. And we will see what more message we have for the collective on the community build. Oh, here we go. I have the Seeker, Miss Robert Prairie Rose, and it's a modern garden rose. And this deck's fairly new, so I will read it. But again, here's the number 44, which is 8, which is again the infinity. So the Seeker of truth, the seeker of knowledge, the seeker of what is within themselves. A lot of times, again, going inside, not so much of external validation. It's seeing what's on the outside and then going inside yourself and going, oh, okay, this makes sense. If I was just feeling this, talking about this, and all of a sudden this manifested in my space. Again, your feelings, emotions, energy motions do travel out, energy motions out of you. So having control of your emotions, your fears, your angers actually will help to control your space. And yes, I get things around us aren't exactly aligned. We are in a system that does, if you see that out there, it is a system of control, of labeling, of putting people in boxes, putting limits on them. Don't limit your source, don't limit yourself. Okay, so this is an oracle meaning for the seeker. When we seek, we are often looking to improve an aspect of our lives, and what we learn along the way can be dropped as we make our way to the finish line. Examine closely your own small successes and enlightened moments. Now is a good time to start a new project, direction, relationship, or cause. The seeker is constantly picking up clues and pieces of knowledge to see how they fit into the world, and they view life as a great adventure. They sometimes don't even have a goal, but are seekers of thrill of whatever discovery is made along the way. So write a meditation or short story based on your experiences with the Oracle Roses. It's a type of archetype exploration. This is improvement, identity, freedom, motivation, and discovery. And it's very earthly sign. It goes with Taurus, this flower in particular. So again, this is being grounded in yourself as well. But also going for that adventure, going on that ascent, taking that risk, but knowing yourself, again, being held, knowing that you're not alone. You're gathering your soul call. What is being called to you? What speaks to you? What makes your soul sing? What ignites that spark of passion inside of you? For me, mine is art, but also helping to other people to see. And again, it's funny that the seeker and adventure is coming out, because even for myself, I'm actually going out in getting out of this space and being more out in the community. So I will draw one more card, and I'm going to draw from the Sacred Power card. And I'm going to ask Spirit what would help the collective in this time. What would help the collective understand the process is going through? What would help the collective in support other than the community, again, coming together instead of the separateness, this divisiveness that we have? What do we have that helps keep us together with common threads, other than, as I said, story time, telling your story, telling your perspective. Where did you come from? What's your path? Because again, people can learn from your path, what you walked. They may not be able to, and each person is different. They're unique. They're not able to walk the same path as somebody else. This is why it was, I would say, a little bit, we have Buddha, we have Jesus, Yeshua, we have many teachers throughout history. And how a lot of them even say going to that core space, becoming one with your highest self, and becoming one. And I say higher self, highest self is connected to source. That's source, but the highest self, again, that's a limit. higher self, because you are always growing. You're living. As soon as you're breathing, you're learning, you're living. So don't limit that. If you're alive, you're learning. If you're alive, you're thriving. Um, don't limit yourself. And think of, even in the sense of a multiverse. Apologize for my dog. I do have animals I'm taking care of. And in a sense of a multiverse, truly, you may go to sleep here in a death and wake up elsewhere in a different multiverse. I do know that where timelines are converging and we are on a path that is, there's one survival space, a one particular space, a one source space, which is also an origin point that does survive this one. And we have helped people to understand, but a lot of people can get past their traumas. So what would help right now is compassion. And it's funny that this card came up because last night's read, again, which I uploaded late last night, I did it before midnight. So even though I posted it for today for July or for June 30th, but compassion was part of the reading and opening the heart space. And this is actually, I believe this is Kuan Yin. She's sitting on top of the lotus. You can see she's holding the lotus. She's at 0 point balance and the compassionate heart. She's bringing that balance back in. And that also does help to help people with perspective in their lives to understand other people, that yes, there are people out here hurting, uh, and to have the same compassion for people. Don't be so quick to judge. A lot of people will judge a homeless person, think they're drunk and they're on the street for that reason, or they're addicted to something. That is, I mean, that is a judgment that you have no idea about. Again, there are people out here that do not have a home. They are living in a park, on a trailer, in the street, um, and they're fantastic people. And hearing their story is what connects us together. So this is Kuan Yin. She's holding the white lotus in her left hand and a pearl of enlightenment in the other. She arrives today to bless you with compassion and unconditional love and acceptance. Residing in the realm of the ascended masters, she has heard your prayers and is asking you to open to miracles. Sitting on the pink lotus, a symbol of peace and harmony, the mother of all humanity hears the cries and prayers of the people. She searches her love to those who need it. Stretches. It gives giving support in times of grief and trauma. Her beauty, grace, and eloquence are captured by the aspects of the divine feminine: love, nurturing, forgiveness, and compassion, understanding. Known as a bringer of children, the graceful Kuan Yin nurtures his fertility and creative endeavors. Growth in all areas is possible in the assistance of her fertile hands. She assists those wishing to release burdens and around family and love. During times of great sadness and turmoil, she encourages us to nurture ourselves. It is only through suffering that we understand what is harmful and what is a burden to our soul's progress. Again, a lot of people are saying, as I said before, the why is my life not fair? What traumas I went through. And again, it's for these suffering that we understand what is harmful and what is a burden to our soul's progress. Again, and a lot of light workers, if you notice, and a lot of real light workers, and light workers are people that go inside and they deal with that dark inside of them. They deal with that trauma. They deal with that ickiness. Even their insecurities, and a lot of even the societal insecurities. We do have, and there's nothing wrong with a person choosing the way they want to live. You have people that are living in open relationships, you're living with poly relationships, they want monogamous relationships. There's people living, they would like to live, and they don't condone abortion, but that is their choice, and not to put that on other people. If you choose to live that way, that is your choice. So right now, Kuan Yin can assist you in removing karmic obstacles, emotional imbalances, and anything else that is holding you back from receiving love in all its purity, softening our criticisms towards others and understanding differences in opinions and perspectives. So again, understanding perspective allows us to communicate more effectively with friends, family, coworkers, and other members of our community. So having an open heart is essential for us to receive and reciprocate love to others. Removing expectation allow us to receive gifts with no limitations and accelerates their delivery. Soft and fertile offerings, such as fresh flowers, encourages divine exchange of loving energy into your home or sacred space. So this is creating clarity for you This is also, like I said, this um, having no limitations, how to accelerate. Don't put those burdens on you. When you're in a fear-based mentality, you often it does get stuck. You get stuck in a way. You're stuck in the what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, ifs. You're always thinking about tomorrow and not living in the now and flowing. Um, Even I say today, there are things that I do have that I'm going to accomplish today. But I felt that I should come on here and do a read right now before I do said accomplishments for the day. I felt this was the place to be. And again, this goes with our community and the gathering, the soul call, the support, our help, the seeker, your ascent. Seven chakras alignment to be aligned in yourself, and eight being the eight of roses, which would be eight. Eighth is the infinity, and Kuan Yin. The page on her card, it is 9. So 9, a completion. So 7, 8, 9. We're going with 7 with balance, 8 with infinity, with the duality is completely balanced, but it's also infinity. You're generating energy through you. You're also generating it out into the community as in karmic values, and you're doing it with an open heart. You're seeking that. You're here and you are getting support, because if you're giving support out, and I know some people are like, I give, but I'm not getting anything back yet. But what is it that your soul calls for? What is it that's inside of you? If when you ask the universe for things that would help you to help others, but also helps you and it feeds you, because that's that good feeling that you get from helping other people, it's reciprocated back. The universe will answer back. It does. I often pray. I often ask Source to help the people that I'm connected to in my community, and the small community I am within Discord. And it's somebody did message me just a little while ago as I was talking about joining the community. And again, like I said, story time. Come tell your story. Uh, when you come and when you come into the community, again, the most important thing that people can bring is themselves, their true selves, their heart open, compassion open, the understanding. A lot of people say, I don't have the skill. I don't have a degree, a PhD, and those are all papers and stuff. And then it's not to belittle or undervalue anybody who's studied their lifelong work into a specific field, if that is what you choose and that was really makes you happy, like cooking, like Karina, or being a chef, or any nutrition, or animals, or any of the sort. There's nothing wrong with you doing and reaching that goal. But we're still here learning, and there's still other perspectives, but there's also your life. How many times have a person gone through a situation and despite the fact that they know computers and excelled in that field, or despite the fact that they know a carpentry and excelled in that field, but their life situations, maybe they had a situation that they were involved in, and they're able to give advice to you to help you out if you're in that situation yourself. That is perspective. That is also putting yourself in that person's shoes and going, okay, I understand what you're going through. I feel you. Let me help you to break those chains, break those limitations, break what's being put on you. Help to come out of that box, help to bloom, blossom. And yes, I'm still shuffling. I'm going to draw one more card. And actually, I'm just going to draw one more card. And our last card we have is affirmations. Again, being yourself. I am. And there's a lot of them. I am a light being. I am passion. I am love. I am creativity. I am protected. I am. It's not to say, and a lot of people are saying they need to go through ego death. Okay, ego death is when you look at the outside world and you're still looking again for validation in the outside world, but you're also looking for that person has something that I don't. Well, they don't have it, and I've been giving and giving, giving, and I don't have anything. But what are you actively doing of affirmation to preserve yourself, but also to preserve or to your creativity? What are you creating? We're not here to just simply exist. We're here to actually create. We're here to be us. This is actually number 2, which is again a balance card. It's duality is the balance, but you see every chakra is in line. Your affirmations of alignment here, alignment with source. So I will read it. It says, human beings are conscious creators. What are you creating? We have the potential to shift a negative mindset to a positive, adjust our thoughts and subtle brainwaves through positive mantras. We're able to retrain our brains after trauma, kick bad habits, and set positive goals and intentions. Again, a lot of us are suffering through traumas, and some of us haven't let it go. And you can see this when you start talking to a person. They will get into the cyclical I want this to happen and this to happen and I should be getting it. I want this passion. I want this love. I want this a space to survive, which again, those are valid things just to survive in an actual survival space. And a lot of times they don't set enough goals or intentions to it or commit it to it, commit it to their brain that, hey, you know what? I know myself. I know who I am. I know where my faults or flaws may lie, and I can strengthen them. I can work on them. Any bad habits I have, and that negative mindset, the looking at everything as an attack. I have to put all these barriers up, and yes, it is good to have healthy barriers. But what are you creating out? What are you putting out there? What are you going through to let go of that? These wants that you have. And again, it is, yes, survival. Yes, survival is a thing for a human being to survive. But knowing you're protected as well. So we can change our perceptions by creating positive word sequences to alter our belief systems. Your placebo is very strong. You can actually write that yourself. Right? You have hope and you put faith, and faith commits the code for such things to be done. And I still have hope for a path that I have hope for paths and promises that were also given to me and back in 2020, back last year. They're still alive. This path is still alive. This helping people break their chains, helping them to be themselves, stand in themselves, even though, and even for myself, it looks like when you're a light worker, you lose everything at one point, everything. People walk away from you, you lose everything, your family, everybody at some point. It does. It breaks, everything sheds off. And then that is when you become the transformation into the phoenix. That is when you rise from those ashes and you're able to fly again. So the power of I am presence has its potential to shift, awaken, and align our soul's blueprint to our physical being. The I am presence is the higher aspect of ourself that connects directly to God. Invoke the I am presence connects us with God, the universe, our higher self, and to other realms of consciousness. Using the I am presence gives you affirmation power. I am strengthens your psyche on a conscious and subconscious level, creating power and intent with every statement. Previously, you may have tried using affirmations, but lost motivation due to the lack of results. The key to success is to consciously remove words with negative connotations. Again, like there's a lot of times we don't use the word need, even though I'm reading it from the book. Using need, it causes anxiety. I need this. I need it. I need to go do this. I need to go get this finished. Yes, there's things I should be doing today, but I chose to flow and sit down and go, yeah, let's do a card read today. Let's talk to the collective. Let's put some positive affirmations out there. So, and previously you may have tried using affirmations but lost motivation due to lack of results. A lot of people say you see results and they're like, oh, I did it once, I'm not going to do it again. But did you do it a different way? Every time is different. It's not the same. It's not the same every way. Every variable different. The day is different. The people around you are different. The key to success is to consciously remove words with negative connotations. True affirmations are spoken with belief in your heart's core, with no doubt placed upon their words. Doubt leads to death, even to an idea. Don't doubt yourself. Right now, your higher self is asking you to be serious about your intentions, to create a positive and open mindset. Perseverance, will, and patience is required. Like the caterpillar, transformation takes time if you want long-lasting results. Acknowledge any thoughts, feelings, and possible resistance to positive statements. If you are in a state of conflict, ask yourself questions about why you feel this way and how you can cooperate to achieve the best possible outcome. Creating conversations with The self in this way supports deep change and resolution to past patterns and behavior. Invoke the I am presence with your affirmations to solidify and anchor the change and transformation you desire. Using affirmations daily can improve your overall well being. I am the light divine. I am will. I am fixed design. So, again, we are here and created for a purpose. A lot of light workers out here. Yes, it is a lot about love and light in a way. We are shining a light. We are resonating out love because that comes back. We are also here when you shine that light, you're also here to call out what is wrong. What is wrong with society? Again, shake the boat. And I encourage people to actually listen to Karina's podcast of coming in here and going, no, this isn't right. This is not real freedom. This is not freedom of the soul. Our birthrights is what we came here for. A lot of this we've been talking about since 2020 and been doing our best to get out there. A lot of people come in and quick judge us over not being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and their emotions, and their with compassion. They go, okay, I understand why you hurt. It doesn't, let's figure out why. Let's figure out why it doesn't make sense. The bad habits. Why am I, if somebody's saying something to me, is it being taken negatively? Why are they saying it to me negatively? Are those their failings, or are those something within myself? And do I doubt myself now because somebody is saying this about me? If you know thyself, heal thyself, you'll be able to heal other people. You'll be able to heal yourself. You'll be able to teach people. The world in itself, yes, humanity right now, as a collective, we are learning, but there are also people out here that are not doing so great things. And when you point it out, again, it becomes violent. You can actually push that negativity out. You can actually into a space where it will not hurt anybody. It causes that division. It does cause a division line, but it actually puts in a space that's not going to harm people. This is what we're talking about when we have timeline collapsings. Timeline collapsings are when people's multiverses are getting destroyed because they are therefore destroying themselves inside of it. They're destroying their source. They're trying to control it. They're trying to limit themselves. They're judging others. Their negative energy is just coming back at them and just engulfing them. It's like putting a wave out. So to be compassionate, understanding to other people, to not quick judge. I have had it myself, and I've been asking for a while for a little help with funding since 2020 with a situation with Scott and Vicky, and now even a little bit for myself because again, don't have income and I'm just here to take care of my animals, feed my animals. So oftentimes I've gone without food just to make sure that they're okay. And but we've also have put out more, tried to help people spend time on it and to have that quick judgment and then to leave, to take something without returning anything else other than a bad opinion, a judgment, an attack. Again, we are here to help people and guide them. And I encourage people to come tell your story. We do and have healthy boundaries up at this point. If again, we're here to help, and if there's something that you are not understanding or not liking, we can discuss this. We also we discuss those differences, discuss why you see a certain way. And it's not to say that you're particularly wrong, and just maybe your viewpoint of what path you came. Somebody may have come down a really rocky, thorny path. Somebody may have come from a better path, but maybe an easier path, but may not be able to grasp certain concepts. A lot of people are, a lot of the ones that are awakened that we are looking at that are ignorant, they're not awake. They're in a place of complacency. And a lot of people do, they just want to exist. Again, this is go inside yourself. A lot of people are they're depressed because of they don't understand what's going on. They're not getting help. They don't have the right people that they're asking questions to. We're here to bring a little clarity. Again, crystal clarity was back in 2020. Crystal clear. Hindsight. 2021, we had a lot going on to help build and support, and a lot of falling apart, a lot of more division, a lot more people being locked up, a lot of this fear mongering going around. And if you really pay attention to the stories, they are being repeated over and over for a specific time that is coming. And cards flew out. Here's your community card again. Building a community together. The more that we come together, and instead of dividing ourselves, separating ourselves, limiting ourselves, labeling ourselves, putting names on ourselves. And yes, the human language is important. It does have a certain level of spells. Okay, spells. You spoken spell. You speak. It is a spell. Spelling. So what you even tell yourself, whether that's positive or negative, again with affirmations, is what is you're filling yourself with, what you speak to others. Emotions can be spoken so many different ways to a person. You can say one word and it could be taken in a different context depending on what emotion you apply behind it. You could say, I was going to say a vulgar word. You could say the F word and you could say it in different ways. And it could just mean, okay, let me go enjoy myself. Or it could be like really mean. You could be saying, no, like F off. It can be taken different ways depending on how the emotion is conveyed to a person. So even talking to yourself with words of positivity, with the emotions, the energy movements of positivity will actually help nurture you and thrive. And again, we're here to help take when you're here and you have that a lot of people go through life and they have a negative mind view because of everything that was thrown at them. Me and myself, my life was not great growing up. It wasn't. And it took a while to unwind said triggers in myself. There are things that do at sometimes anger and or have angered me. And now I'm at a point where you sit grounded. You sit at 0 point. Do you respond to that, what somebody's accusing you of without knowing? Or what is somebody is assuming without knowing the rest of the story? And I've been guilty of that myself. Again, these are learning lessons that we have of just making assumptions on other people's stories without knowing the full entirety of it, or full variables of it. Learning process. But then you come through it and you're able to help other people. Because for me personally, if I'm going to look down at somebody, it's to give them a hand to help them up. If they're not willing to take said hand, because again, you have a choice. The choice is yours. I could withdraw and find somebody who's willing to take that hand. This is also, like I said, about building community. The person is dancing, they're speaking those symbols, those words. They're dancing together. We are in a symphony. Each soul of us, each piece, each perspective. So as much as this is going to be a quick read, I know it went a little longer. I will post more later. I may even do a card of the day and just do it as a picture on a Facebook, and I have a few sites to go through. But if you're looking for readings, I may even potentially go live either later today or tomorrow. I will go live with readings, and actually may even go live with the painting that I do. I'm painting this particular piece. My songs Know What You Did in the Dark by Fall Out Boy, because again, what is in the dark will be brought to the light eventually. So, wishing everybody a great day today, and if you'd like to join us in our community, if you'd like to talk about what your community builds are, if you'd like to tell your story in story time, I encourage you to join us through Discord or to join us through Facebook and Messenger. And you can reach out to Mystic Vicky and her build as well. She has great advice, and she does tarot reads, and she's very intuitive. So thank you, and I hope that you join us and see us